Welcome back to Sampstra Games, the place to find new strategy games, and today we're gonna play Combo Card Clashes, the Prologue. So this is a demo of an auto battle and it's absolutely amazing. Sort of like a hero combat mechanic. So in auto battles, your ally typically do stuff on their own, but then you typically have a player, or here it's one of the characters that you actually control, and the way the combat works is just so good. So we're gonna be playing as the warrior, an exiled king seeking revenge, dribble and uses physical attacks to build massive damage. Now we're gonna call him Jesse after one of my patrons, and our group of people is gonna be called Bizzlecast. And Jesse here wants to take revenge on a necromancer king who killed his father. That's not really the story of the game, but that's what we're gonna go for. But I will tell you the story of the game momentarily. But first, we can pick our points. So we're gonna put a lot more in strength. Strength gives us max HP and physical damage. And then we're gonna put a little bit of intelligence, which gives us mana. Now you can actually edit your deck of cards. What we have at the moment is an ability to repeat attack twice, ability to repeat a random card twice, physical attack, rapid strike, which is another physical attack, cleave, which allows you to increase the damage, mana regeneration, and poison. Now I would like to add, we don't actually have anything else that's interesting, I think. Yeah, I think we're gonna stick to this then. Okay, let's do it. And there's some really amazing combos you can do now. Artifact wise, we're gonna get a Gloves of Venom, which lowers enemy status resistance. In the solemn aftermath of his father's passing, you're thrust into the role of king. The weight of the crown rests heavily on your shoulders, increased by the skepticism that lingered within the royal council. He is too young. Jesse is not strong enough. Many doubted your ability to lead, questioning readiness for the throne. Determined to prove your worth, resolved to draw from the invaluable lessons imparted by your late father. I can do this, and I will be the best king you've ever had. You devised a bold plan. Instead of relying solely on your royal upbringing, you embraced a strategic approach inspired by your father's diplomatic finesse. You decided to embark on a journey to a war-torn land far from the kingdom. Your mission? To survey the devastated region for restoration and bring about a tangible change that would speak volumes to the doubting council. You seek assistance from local wizards renowned for their mastery in the arcane arts to teach you the basics before you leave. I love that you get a backstory for why you have magic. Creating portals and simple magic to start, and with their guidance revitalizing the war-torn land for the people of Zardon. You will demonstrate that you're not merely a king by birthright, but by demonstrated leadership and dedication to the prosperity of the realm. Let's go! We're gonna start over here, and we're gonna straight up into our first combat. We don't have any allies yet, so it's just us. So we're gonna start with a rapid strike, which allows us to attack 3 times. You can only pick one card at a time into this little grid, and the cards in this grid go from left to right and top to bottom, and they activate different buffs, which makes them really cool. Oh, they made my card confused. It doesn't really say what happens when a card is confused, but I think it might have a chance to like hit somebody else or things like that. Now what I used a modifier was the chaotic pair, which replaces a random card in my grid. Right now the only other card is the confused card, so it has to be that. Next thing I want to do is I want to put this cleave. Your next physical attack cleaves nearby enemies for 55% damage, so it does actually damage to this other guy as well, to this little mouse thing, instead of just the big one. At the moment we aren't doing much damage, but we're gonna add a little bit of a poison. Oh, actually no. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna apply this prepared strike with just 10% more damage for every card after it. So it's gonna do plus 30% more damage. So now it does 21 damage. And you can see here that basically this chaotic pair activated this buff again. And next thing I think what I want to do next is I'm actually going to apply this poison, so that I can, so basically every time I attack, I also give them poison, and what the poison does, enemy receives their lowest attribute as damage, which I think is like 5 or 7 for me, so it's just gonna activate that damage. Now another really cool thing that we have here, which I'm gonna use just to show it off, is this prophetic vision, which activates the next card twice. So basically, if we're gonna activate this card twice. So we're gonna be able, so we're gonna have like the basic attack, and then we are gonna have this effect twice. Now this effect gives me poison, and then it gives me cleave. So now we get extra cleave poison on the next attack, which is really, really huge. So it's just really cool. Now I am actually going to swap these two, and the reason for that is, I don't know if you noticed, but this poison buff applied to the next attack, which is the prepared strike, but that's not something that we actually do anymore. So that's why we don't actually get the bonus for our mid, because we didn't do the prepared strike again. So that's why. Now what I put as a card here, it allows me to restore mana, because you gotta make sure that you have enough mana to activate all these things. So that's why I just wanted to make sure that I have enough, basically. Okay, and we kill it. Now we get some stuff, we get an artifact. First we get a level up, so I'm gonna give myself a little bit more mana, because we're doing a lot of mana shenanigans. And then I want to give myself more strength so I can just do straight up more damage. An artifact reduces the price of new cards and gear and recruits by 20%. That's pretty good. Doubles healing at healing sites to 20%. I'm gonna take healing at the start of each turn. I just think that's too good to pass up. Card-wise, physical. Attack and add +3 damage for each combo debuff. Well, it's an 18 attack, which is my standard attack, but it does cost me 5 mana for each combo debuff. I think that's, this is also really cool, the Mighty Strike, because deals 10% more damage for each tile played before this tile in the queue. So basically, if you have like 3 or 4 buffs like we just had, like buffs on our attack, if I play this, it's going to get plus 40% damage, but it's after it, not like with the prepared strike where it's before it, so the buffs don't count. So I'm actually going to take the Mighty Strike. I think this is just better. And armor-wise, so armor is something you equip. We get this little helmet, which gives us a 3% chance to cast Ice Vigil, which is a spell, and 5% chance to poison enemies. So let's take that. Now I'm going to try to get some allies soon. Okay, you're exhausted after your travels. It's beginning to rain and you can see lightning in the distance. You decided to take shelter in a nearby cave. Upon entering, you find a statue of an unknown deity. What do? We can pray, which gives us 1 random stat point, and add a curse. Or kick it, which we get random piece of armor and take 5% max HP as damage. I'm gonna have to kick the statue. You lash out at the statue with a deft kick to its torso, and to your surprise, your leg breaks right through the torso, splitting the statue in half. Inside the statue, you find a shiny metal object. I just find it so funny that we get rewarded for kicking a statue. I'm like, what? What is this? 5% chance to frost the enemy, and we get damage resist, and we get agility? That is actually really good. That's actually pretty great. That one's so much better than anticipated. Alright, let's start with the Rapid Strike. Oh, and I think we hit the Ice Vigil because it hit them. Now this game has a really cool thing where you can actually get enemies after you kill them. You have like 10% chance to get the enemy to join you, and you can get an artifact that increases it, which I think is just so genius. Now, if you're wondering why are we doing so much ice damage, I think it comes from this. Yeah, it comes from this this little armor. It only says 3% chance to hit it, but because we're doing 3 attacks, it still happens a little bit more often than I would expect. But I mean, who am I to complain, really? I mean, let's just do it. Now, the Mighty Strike does extra 20% damage just because it's like behind there, so. We do need to get some more buffs though. Okay, I was gonna take some more buffs, but actually, now I just want the Prepared Strike because that's also gonna get plus 30%. So both of these attack is plus 30%, and the middle attack, or some attack, gets doubled, so I just think it's just worth it. And now we're gonna add some poison, I think. Where are we gonna put the poison? Oh, I wish I could move that. Okay, but what if we did it like this, and then I'll put the cleave before the Prepared Strike. Now again, if we get the chaotic pair on the cleave, it's actually not that great for us, because it wouldn't be activated, but I think it's good enough. Let's Let's just go straight. I really need some allies soon, but... Oh, we have no attack. So I guess I'll put the poison in, but this is like a really bad start for us because I can't do anything. When a leader dies, all other enemies die. Which is the highest HP enemy after each turn. Okay, now I can do the Mighty Strike at least. So we got Poison and a Mighty Strike. I would really like Cleave here. Oh wow, okay, we just insta-killed him. Okay, we didn't really need Cleave at all. That's kind of funny. More Poison. Restore Mana. But the problem is that this is gonna fill up our deck of cards pretty quickly. I'm just gonna skip it. Let's heal. Yeah, let's hire a recruit. So we're gonna get... I'm gonna take a mage, because I think we could get two. Let's get a mage and a warrior. And we're gonna get some help here. I'm gonna start with the Mighty Strike. It's not gonna do much damage yet, but it's something. My mage is doing 23 damage. Ooh, and my warrior healed me. Nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's give some poison on this Mighty Strike. So we'll hit it for 5. Which I think is pretty fine. Yeah, you can see on their turn. Let's double the... Well, actually, let's use Chaotic Prayer to double something. We don't really know what it is. Okay, we doubled the Mighty Strike, so that's pretty good. And then we're gonna do... If we can, I would like to do the double the... Yeah, let's do this. Let's just double this Chaotic Prayer. So the next card... So we have Poison. And then we're gonna double this Chaotic Prayer. So we have this attack 3 times, I believe. This is so cool. Love it. And we can make a new choice to alter our fate. Let's do it. Wandering through a foggy forest at twilight, hear the soft sobbings of a woman nearby. As you approach her, you can feel her intense, powerful energy. She holds out a small staff and says, "Please, please help. Release this burden from me. Take my power." You can gain an artifact but cannot have allies. I don't think we can do that. We need our ally, guys. You decline the burden. The woman stares at you as her face quickly turns from sadness to rage. "Go on then. Get like the rest of them. Another one too cowardly to embrace their power." You walk away. She continues to shout nonsense at you until you lose her in the fog. Alright, let's do some more combat. I'm gonna go with the Mighty Strike again. I do like the Cleave upgrade. I think that's really, really cool because it does it basically does splash damage. But yeah, let's do that. But also the Prepared Strike is just so good. Because sometimes can be a little bit difficult to not pick it. And then the double attacks. It's just, you get so much good stuff, it's hard to choose. Yeah, I think we're gonna go... no, let's do the Prepared Strike. We can get the poison later. Because this is gonna give plus 20%. And also you really want to upgrade cards. Because for example, the Prepared Strike, if it's upgraded, it gives you plus 35% for every following. Which is like insanely strong. So it's just so good. I'm gonna go with my favorite Chaotic Prayer as always. Doesn't super matter where you place it. Wait, actually... Actually, I kind of felt like it didn't activate the second Cleave attack. I'm not sure about that one. Another Cleave, another Mighty Strike. I don't know if you need it twice. I think we'll just... Well, actually, two Cleaves could be good, but let's just try to move up a little bit. We can buy and sell gear here. I would much rather use my money on upgrading cards. I just think it's more worth it. So let's go heal. And go find an enormous floating orb in front of you during your travel. Skeptically toss in a nearby small stone. The orb ripples and twists, and a few seconds later a small winged creature emerges and flies away. So we can give up one of our weapons. So I'm actually gonna do it. You take a piece of your gear and toss it into the orb. The orb staggers back and ripples violently spread across its surface. A large metal object falls out of the bottom with a loud clank. Basically, re-roll one of your things. So I'm gonna re-roll this second armor, and we'll see what we get. Okay, probably better what we had, but it's fine. Let's do... Oh, I should have gone up. Oh, but you can upgrade cards up here, so let's do that. I want to upgrade the... Either the Prepared Strike... Let me look at the Mighty Strike. What does it look like upgraded? 20% more and just straight up more damage from the beginning. And I'll also upgrade this Prepared Strike, so plus 35%. So it's just really, really good. And we can do one more thing. Ooh, let's do the Celtic Prayer twice, with 2 things. That just seems really good. And let's do some combat. We could avoid it, but I do want to do some more combat because I'm really hoping that we get that, that we might be able to get one of our enemies to join us, because that's really, really fun if we can get that. It's just so good. Alright, let's do Mighty Strikes at the end. So each of these is going to increase. This one by 35, this one by 20, and then I'm going to start putting in some debuffs or buffs. Or you know what? Let's just use the Chaotic Pair because it's going to activate one of these attacks or 2 of these attacks. So I'm just going to have so much more attack. Like we don't even need a buff here. We're just doing the attack more. So it's just so much better. And it doesn't even cost me that much mana, actually. I'm gonna use the cleave here, even though I don't... Well, actually, that was wasteful. Oh, no. It is wasteful in the sense that we didn't really use the attack at the other people, but it does still, I think, buff your damage. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so then it was kind of wasteful. We should have used the poison, but it doesn't matter. Alright, both of our allies get a level up. And I get a level up as well. Actually, we could put a bit more in Wisdom, which is going to make our allies and some units do more damage. Start each encounter with a Decayed Battle. Decayed Battle does 50% damage. We don't need that. We have enough attacks of our own. Reduces the price on care. Travel over... Okay, this is all kind of bad. I guess I'll take the Skull of Preparation then. It's a little bit bad because of our Celtic Prayer. Because it just sort of randomly... It can buff the one thing that we don't want. Let me just upgrade another card. But I also think that... I'm gonna upgrade this poison. I also think that it can just be useful to have it in general. So let's do the boss fight. We couldn't get a monster, which I'm kind of sad about because it's really fun to get a monster. But I'll use the Chaotic Breath. So this one does 20 damage, but does only 50 because it's broken. So it does 10 damage. But we do it twice, so 3 times we should be able to do it total. So it's better than nothing. But we're gonna have to try to put some of our other attacks in here. Because that's much fun. So this guy summons new enemies, so it's actually pretty rough if you don't have... Okay, let's do it like this. So we're going to start with the Prepared Strike because that's going to get the most bonus. Oh yeah, and we copied that, which is really, really good for us. And then I think we're not going to get either one of these, unfortunately, so we're going to get something else. And also put this away into the backpack if you like had a better setup and we were like, I really don't want to accidentally use this, then we can just be like, okay, I'm going to put this away in the backpack, but I think we're going to keep it for now. Yeah, and we're giving him 4 poison, which is nice. Or 4 times 6, I think, is now our wisdom, so it should be 24 on his turn. Now the problem is, every time there's a space, he's actually going to be summoning new enemies, and the new enemies can be quite strong. Sorry, they're not strong, but they have a lot of health. So if you're not doing like 200 damage, basically, he can like essentially heal himself for that amount because he just summons a new guy that has 200 health. It's actually good for us that we're mostly attacking the big guy. And you can choose who you want to attack by clicking on them. Because we get that extra defense. Now we do have the next attack twice, so I'm actually gonna move everything one step lower and use, actually we should use it on the Celtic Prayer, I think. So I put this poison above and I'll use it on the Celtic Prayer and hopefully that will work out. So we'll poison on the Prepared Strike and then we'll double the Celtic Prayer, which then, yeah. Actually, we gave him like 15 poison. Now the problem is we're running out of mana, so we would actually want to use this thing that gives us more mana, but this is always the problem with the combo, but I think it's just so cool that you can do such a high insane combo. I'm gonna get the extra mana, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to actually... I think maybe I'll actually remove this Prophetic Vision this one time and just put the poison here, just because I don't think I have the mana for it, and I just really need to make sure that I actually like kill the big guy or something, because otherwise we're just gonna... I mean, we have 118 HP, so we're not like doing terrible, but we want to make sure we don't like get hurt too much. Yeah, we have 57 HP, so we gotta kill them, but we should be able to kill them very easily. I'm gonna give myself some cleave here, because with the cleave attack I can do damage to them all. Yeah, we should be able to kill him, I think, without too many issues. Yeah. Alright. And we killed the Necromancer, and Jesse can live happily ever after. Alright. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, write out in the comments. You can click on the right to watch some other game that we play on this channel. See you there. Bye bye.